When you hear the word hacker, your brain probably jumps straight to a guy in a hoodie, typing furiously in the dark, stealing credit cards and shutting down governments. But that image is lazy. Some hackers protect your data, some destroy lives for money, some genuinely believe they're doing the right thing, even while breaking the law. And a few are literal cyber soldiers working for governments. So let's clean this up properly. Today, I'm breaking down every type of hacker, from the good guys to the bad guys to the morally messy middle ground. We'll cover white hats, black hats, gray hats, hacktivists, script kiddies, nation-state hackers, and a few types most people completely forget about. By the end of this video, you'll understand what each group does, why they do it, and where the real danger actually comes from. The good guys, white hat hackers. Let's start with the people who keep the internet from collapsing. White hat hackers are ethical hackers. They hack legally with permission to find security holes before criminals do. Think of them like professional burglars hired to break into your house so they can tell you where your locks suck. What white hats actually do? Their main job is penetration testing. That means trying to break into systems exactly the way a real attacker would. They also hunt bugs through bug bounty programs, where companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, and even the US government pay hackers real money to responsibly report vulnerabilities. Some work in cybersecurity firms, some work in government agencies, some are independent researchers making 6 or 7 figures just from bug bounties. Famous white hats. Kevin Mitnick is the classic example. Once one of the FBI's most wanted hackers, he later became a respected security consultant, helping companies defend against the same tricks he used back in the day. Marcus Hutchins, also known as Malware Tech, accidentally stopped the WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017 by triggering a kill switch. That single action saved hospitals, companies, and governments worldwide. Katie Masuris helped create modern bug bounty programs, including for Microsoft and the US Department of Defense, giving ethical hackers a legal way to report flaws instead of going to prison. Motivation. White hats are driven by problem-solving, curiosity, reputation, and legitimate money. A lot of them started on the wrong side and decided they didn't want to ruin lives anymore. The bad guys, black hat hackers. Now let's talk about the people you should be scared of. Black hat hackers are criminals, full stop. They break into systems without permission for profit, chaos, or power. What black hats do? They steal credit cards, banking credentials, crypto wallets, medical records, and entire corporate databases. They deploy ransomware, locking up hospitals, schools, and businesses until someone pays up. They run massive identity theft operations, open fake accounts, file fraudulent tax returns, and sell stolen identities on underground markets. They launch DDoS attacks to knock websites offline, either for extortion or to distract security teams while they do something worse. Some even steal intellectual property and sell it to competitors or foreign governments. Famous black hats. Albert Gonzalez stole over 170 million credit card numbers and is serving 20 years in prison. Roman Seleznev caused over $169 million in damage and got sentenced to 27 years. The Lazarus Group, linked to North Korea, has stolen billions through ransomware, bank hacks, and crypto theft to fund the regime. Yevgeny Bogachev created the Game Over Zeus botnet, stealing over $100 million. The FBI still has a multi-million-dollar bounty on him. Motivation and consequences. For black hats, it's mostly about money, sometimes ego, sometimes revenge. If they're caught, the consequences are brutal. Decades in prison, seized assets, travel bans, and permanent criminal records. The gray area. Gray hat hackers. This is where things get uncomfortable. Gray hat hackers break the law but don't always have malicious intent. They'll find a vulnerability without permission, exploit it to prove it exists, then notify the company, sometimes politely, sometimes publicly, sometimes with a demand for payment. The problem: even if their intentions are good, unauthorized access is still illegal. Companies can and do prosecute gray hats even when the report helps them. Real examples. Guccifer hacked politicians and celebrities, claiming he was exposing corruption. He still went to prison. Andrew Arnheimer exposed an AT&T data leak that affected iPad users. His case sparked massive debates about hacking ethics and outdated cybercrime laws. Many gray hats eventually move into white hat work through bug bounty programs because it's the only safe way to do this legally. The activists, hacktivists. Hacktivists hack for ideology. They see hacking as protest, resistance, or digital civil disobedience. What they do, they deface websites with political messages. They leak documents to expose corruption. They launch DDoS attacks against governments or corporations they oppose. They dox people they see as enemies. Famous groups. Anonymous is the most well-known. They've targeted governments, cults, corporations, and extremist groups. Lulzsec hacked Sony, the CIA website, and others, mostly for chaos and attention. WikiLeaks published classified documents that exposed war crimes and government secrets, while also triggering massive legal and ethical controversy. Hacktivism sits at the intersection of activism and crime. Supporters call it justice, critics call it reckless. The amateurs, script kiddies. Script kiddies aren't real hackers. They're people with little technical understanding who run tools made by others. They download DDoS programs, phishing kits, or exploit scripts and point them at random targets. They attack game servers, school websites, and small businesses. They brag on Discord. They usually get caught. The scary part, even low-skill attacks can cause serious damage. Most script kiddies either quit, get arrested, or grow up and actually learn cybersecurity properly. The most dangerous, nation-state hackers. These are not kids in hoodies. Nation-state hackers work for governments. They have massive budgets, zero-day exploits, legal immunity, and long-term strategic goals. What they do? They steal military secrets, they sabotage power grids and infrastructure, they interfere in elections, they compromise software supply chains to spy on thousands of organizations at once. Famous groups: Russia's Fancy Bear and Cozy Bear, China's APT groups, North Korea's Lazarus Group, Israel's Unit 8200, the NSA-linked Equation Group. This is cyber warfare, real-world damage, real-world casualties. Other types you should know about. Red teams simulate attacks, blue teams defend systems, purple teams combine both. Insider threats abuse legitimate access. These are some of the hardest attacks to stop. Cybersecurity researchers hunt vulnerabilities. Bad guys find zero-day exploits for profit. Social engineers hack people instead of computers. Phishing still works because humans are the weakest link. Cyber mercenaries sell hacking services to the highest bidder. Carders specialize in credit card fraud. Cryptojackers secretly mine crypto on infected devices. The moral spectrum. Hacking isn't black and white. Same tools, different intent. A DDoS attack on a hospital is terrorism. A DDoS attack on a child exploitation site feels like vigilantism. Former criminals become defenders. Governments spy on allies. Ethical lines shift depending on context. There are no clean answers, just trade-offs. Hackers aren't defined by skill. They're defined by how they use it. So let me ask you honestly, if you could hack like a pro, which side would you choose? Drop it in the comments. And if this finally made the hacking world make sense, like, subscribe, and stick around, because understanding hackers is the first step to staying safe from them.